Hey guys, I'm the crazy orthodontist and I'm going to use real human teeth and acid to show you how cavities can form around braces. But first, make sure you subscribe.
So for the 4 timelines here of 5 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours, and 1 week, I have a couple different kinds of teeth here. One with a set of braces on them, one with absolutely nothing on them. And this one here, I took some blue resin and left a little circle here in the middle so that you could see what the acid would do in this little circle area right here.
Alright, so it's pretty simple setup here. We've got our teeth all labeled and we have these little containers of pure lemon juice. So I literally just took lemons, put them in a blender, and this is a great way to get a safe, very strong form of acid. Got one for 5 minutes, an hour, 24 hours, and I already put the teeth in here that are in here for a week. And then we're just going to check back in a week. We're going to check back in 5 minutes and an hour and 24 hours and see what the result is. So I'll take the 5 minute one here. So 5 minute tooth right here. Drop it in there, 5 minute tooth, drop it in there, 5 minute tooth, and I will wash my hands. You're all like, oh, it's so gross. That's fine. So here's this, just kind of stir it in there, and we're gonna set the timer for 5 minutes and take these teeth out and see what they look like. So I'll show you.
All right, people, check this out. So I've got my containers of acid that I've set the stuff in for 5 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours. This is my teeth that have been in acid, aka the chopped up lemons, for 1 week. I just want to show you how gross this is. First, look at the top, how that's bubbled up. That means there's some kind of gas that's coming up from the acid. When we open this up, you feel and hear the gas coming out. Look at that. This is literally like a petri dish. This is mold, fungus, bacteria that's growing in this. This is absolutely disgusting. This looks just like the stuff that sits on your teeth, and it behaves the exact same way as well. So when you don't brush your teeth very well and you see plaque and gunk on your teeth, this is exactly what you've got on your teeth. Again, it looks just like this, and it does to teeth exactly what this does, and I'll show you that here in just a second. I'm gonna go clean this stuff up. The results from our acid challenge. So what we've got here are the 4 sets of teeth that have been sitting in acid for 5 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours, and 1 week. And as you can see, there's a pretty darn clear difference. So the ones here in the middle, like this and this one, and this one, had blue resin bonded and left a circle, a hollow spot in the middle. So everywhere, like right here, for example, there was no acid touching the tooth. But right here where it's white, that's where the acid was touching the tooth. So the moment you've been all waiting for probably is, how do white spots form? Well, let me show you. I'm gonna take these brackets off now. We've got our bracket removing pliers and squeeze. And a tooth that's been in acid for only 5 minutes, really you don't see much. We'll go to the next one, the next bracket. This is a tooth that's been in acid for 1 hour. Right there, you'll see you're starting to get just a little bit showing. So if you notice, kind of around the outsides of the tooth here, that is starting to get kind of white, and then right here in the middle, it's still kind of yellowish right there where the bracket and the glue were protecting the tooth from the acid. Next, we're going to go to 24 hours, and you can very clearly see a difference here. Don't pay any mind to the roots on these teeth. They are extracted old teeth, and so that'll play a little bit of a role in the roots here, but it shouldn't affect the results of the enamel and what you're seeing. On this tooth right here, for example, look around. See how it's starting to get kind of mottled a little bit almost, so the enamel's not really smooth anymore. And so we'll see what it looks like when we take the bracket off. Check that out, guys. That right there is what we call a white spot lesion whenever it forms around where the bracket is at. So that is a pretty clear indication of what can happen if you don't take care of your teeth and you have a poor diet and you don't brush your teeth. You have a lot of acid whenever you have braces on. So that right there is the final result. This, if you see this, is most likely permanent. You're gonna have a spot like that. Now sometimes it won't be a perfect circle or a perfect shape of a bracket. Sometimes it'll be just kind of around the edges, just kind of depending. Here is a tooth where it's been sitting in acid for a week. And even on this one, you still see a pretty clear difference. So if you look at that right there, right where the bracket was, still looks like normal tooth enamel, but everywhere around it is white. And you might think to yourself, well, wait a minute, you know, isn't that good that the tooth is getting white? No, it's not. What is happening is the minerals of this tooth are getting sucked out from the acid, and it leaves behind this white discoloration. Eventually, this whiteness is going to turn brown and turn into a cavity, which is literally a hole. So you can see this tooth right here. Sorry about my hand being in the way. If you look at this tooth right here, this has been in acid for a week. Around the tooth, we had this blue resin, and I peeled it off already, but if you look right here, everywhere where the resin was protecting the tooth, it still looks like normal shiny tooth enamel. But everywhere where it wasn't touching, there's Play-Doh under there, like this whiteness right here and this white circle right there, that's where the enamel was exposed to the acid. So again, this is how the white spots form. This tooth right here, it will never be the same. Even and if this were a human tooth in the mouth, the results would be the same. You'd see this white spot right here on this tooth here. You would have this white discoloration around where the brackets were, and it's never going to get better unless you have some work done by the dentist. Again, eventually this will turn into cavities. The cavities take a little bit longer than about a week, but you guys saw the gunk that I had, the acid that was, you know, kind of plaque looking. So there you have it, folks.